Are we live? You are live, it says, and I'm live with Ace for a diamond. Almost said Fraley, right? What's up, Ace?
Almost, but you could use that intro from that Guns N' Roses live record. You
Oh yeah.
wanted the best, they didn't make it. So here's
Yeah.
what you get.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a good one. Oh yeah. How you been, Ace? Been a while since we've been on the channel.
Well, I'm alive.
Yeah. Now let's
I
set the
lost
record. Let's set the record
I,
straight. Where are you from? What city do you live in? What state?
okay.
for
Regarding
those
a certain
that need to know.
okay, so let's clear a few things up regarding a certain individual
Mhm.
who we won't mention. I do live in a town called Blythe, but it's in California, not Arizona,
Yeah,
as
you hear that?
previously mentioned by a certain someone. Also, said certain someone was recently proven wrong by Paul Stanley himself when asked by Sebastian Bach on a Kiss cruise about the uh, Loomis video leaks.
Yeah.
Our accusation against a couple of certain individuals we won't name regarding certain things being sold that were stolen in the first place.
Yeah.
Paul Stanley did in fact confirm, and the video does exist, you can find it here on YouTube, that Paul Stanley himself says, yes, it was stolen. So again, I was right, and certain individuals were not, whom we
Yeah.
won't mention the name thereof.
Yeah. That's why I was pretty cool when he said that. Paul Stanley, he comes across so arrogant nowadays. Like he's just so like.
Well,
Uh,
vindication is sweet. And
but,
by the way, I haven't heard a single word about that foot race. Matter of
yeah.
fact, I haven't heard a word about anything
Yeah.
since.
Yeah. Right. So it sounds like they're definitely gotten their wheels of justice turning and all that stuff is going on. I'm sure because it's been quiet over there. That's good. That's
Well,
good.
it's been pretty quiet in general, but at least on our side, okay, well, our generous benefactor, if you will,
Yeah.
was down ill. So these
Yeah.
things happen.
Yeah, yeah. We're going to get into that a little bit later about the return of a certain individual, Mr. Sam Loomis. But right now, let's talk about that new album you got in the works. So Ace Diamond has a record in the works, ninth studio album, right?
Yes, my ninth.
Let's go through the discography for those who need to know and want to know. Why is this
Oh,
number nine?
golly, that's
Where
going
did this?
back.
Let's start with your first album. What is it called?
We talking about my first stuff or the first
The
stuff I ever played on?
Yeah. Well, you say this is the ninth studio album for the Ace Diamond Experience, right? Is that
Yeah, for my stuff, yeah.
yeah? So what was the
Okay,
first album?
so what we'll do is, if we're sticking strictly to just my stuff, I
Yeah.
did an EP, a 6-song EP in 2002 that's been out of print for a lot of years.
Mm-hmm.
That one was called Hard, Loud, and Proud. In '04, I put out the first record, which I did in 2 days
Mm.
by myself and played everything. And, with recording studios, it's the literal definition of time is money. The more money you can afford to spend, the more time you have to work.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I had 2 days, a
Yeah,
guitar, a
and the more
bass,
instruments you can play, the better you
and
can
and a
pull it off.
drum kit and an engineer and a garage, and that was it. And I made
Nice.
do. So
Yeah.
that first record is called 555, The Neighbor of the Beast from 2004. It's
I like that title.
horrifically it is horrifically sloppy, but the punk rockers of the Inland Empire in Southern California swear by it.
Oh, cool.
In 2007, I put out the second one, and that one was called, pardon my French here, but Prime Meridian Mindfuck. In other words, the disregard of timekeeping. Remember that Jason Bonham album, The
Oh yeah.
Disregard of Timekeeping?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like alliterative wordplay, so I took that title and spun it around. And
Oh, cool. I like that.
now the third record in 2009 was called Disaster Peace Theater, but the peace part is PEACE.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I like
The
it.
fourth one I did in 2010. I recorded it just a few days after I had attended the public memorial service for Ronnie James Dio, no Tokyo. And yes, I was the one in the black spandex, leather studs, and devil mask that was interviewed at the funeral by various outlets.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, cool.
So that fourth album I did on the 2nd of June in 2010, and yes, I did 20 songs in one day.
Mm.
That one's called Torturary Statutes, and that's a play on words of the Geneva Convention as it pertains to the rules governing the treatment of prisoners of war and the anti-torture and interrogation statutes.
Oh yeah, okay.
About the humane treatment of prisoners of war.
Yeah.
The fifth album, I made it Christmas. I started on the night of Christmas Eve, went all night into Christmas morning, and finished at 4 a.m. on the dot at the end of the witching hour.
Damn.
And that one is called Pontifically Defecating at the Blackened Heart Buffet.
I love your titles, man. Fuck.
Oh, thank you. The sixth album, which I did in 2013, is called Hostile Comb Over.
Oh, cool.
The seventh record, which I did in 2015, is called, oh, let me see, Theologenetic Revengeance.
Oh, okay.
And the eighth record, which I did in 2017, which is now 5 years old, was called Tyrannical Tentacles.
Nice.
And the ninth record that we hope to have ready for release and to actually release before the end of this year is going to be called Selenite Sanctuary.
Selenite Sanctuary. How do you spell selenite? What's that? Selenite?
Selenite, you know, like as in H.G. Wells, The First Men in the Moon.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Selenite.
Yeah. Selenite Sanctuary. I like that. Hostile Comb Over. Hostile Comb Over. Is that about Donald Trump by any chance?
Well, considering I did it in 2013, no. That one is, that title actually comes from a friend of mine who was one of the original members of the Maxis. And, you know, I've known him for probably 20 years. A buddy of mine, with he goes by Krusty.
Yeah.
Years ago, we were going to start a side project punk band just out of boredom. And he'd suggested we call it Hostile Comb Over, and that was fine until we found out there was already a punk band by that name out of San Diego.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's as far as it went, other than I used it for an album title many years later.
Oh shit. So what's like, where can we find your albums? Like, what exactly, like, do you have them in physical format? Are they on Spotify, iTunes? Are they on YouTube? Obviously, I think you got a YouTube channel.
You won't find them on streaming platforms, as I won't release them to streaming platforms because I don't agree with their pay scale.
Yeah, that's true. I don't agree with it. I still put mine out there.
So I have I have a link for download. It's a zipped folder that has everything in it except the new record, which I'm going to have to add and then re-upload. I mean, obviously, as far as physical copies, I can burn them and send them. But what I eventually do is I always have, when I make a new record, what I'll do is I'll put it through the Windows Movie Maker, take some still photos and stretch them out the length of the audio and stuff. And put the whole album as a single long track. And then upload that to YouTube. So all 8 of the existing albums are on my YouTube channel as a single long track.
Yeah. So it's like, in other words, like it's a full album, but as a single track, like a video with pictures, with the one
from start to finish with pictures, because there's no actual video, but they won't let you just upload audio on its own. There has to be some kind of graphic.
So that's what I like about YouTube. That's how I used to, like, back in the day when when YouTube was, obviously, bands started doing that. Bands started doing the full albums on YouTube, and that was my way of, like, previewing what the album's going to sound like before I would actually. Because I like my music physical. I like to buy CDs and cassettes and vinyl.
Oh, I'm a big vinyl guy. I'm look, being a 70s kid. Being a 70s kid, I'm still an analog guy, so I still have a massive collection of vinyl records and VHS movies. So
How do you feel about the new vinyl records that come out these days? Like, I heard somewhere like it's not really even analog anymore. Like, when they do reissues, they're all we're basically just getting digital recordings onto the vinyl, basically, which is cool, I guess. I mean, it's more about the nostalgia and just the ability to hold that thing in your hand and put it on the record player.
Well, and you know what? Even though the stuff is recorded digitally, to take the digital format and still be able to transfer it to the physical vinyl. I mean, I love vinyl, so the fact that they're going to the trouble to do that, I think is cool.
Yeah.
Because, you can still get newer stuff that's digital in the older way.
Yeah.
One of the things I'm doing with the new record, as far as like post-production wise, is, and I came up with this brainstorm the other night that I was talking with my bass player, and I said, you know what? Since I know how I can't afford to have my stuff pressed on vinyl because it's extremely expensive.
Yeah.
What I decided to do was we're going to take, next time he comes out here next month, I was going to, record the sounds of like the needle being put in the thing at the start of a side.
Yeah.
And then, it ending and shutting off at the end of a side. Tokyo, go lay down.
Yeah. Yeah. You
And,
could do
and the cracks and the pops and all that stuff. And then like in the halfway through, have it fade out and shut off. And then the sound of a record being flipped over and put back in the groove and start again. I'm actually going to do this on, the album, because it's only going to be a thing that'll be a digital. So I wanted to make it, since they're taking digital and put it on vinyl, I decided, why don't we make this digital format the vinyl experience and sound like it as best as possible with the starts and the stops and the cracks and the pops.
Yeah.
And in one place, I'm actually going to insert the sound of it skipping on the same part of the groove over again, because there's an intro track where at part of it, I'm quoting the Beatles, number 9, number 9,
cool.
number 9, Revolution 9. So I was going to insert like the skipping sound of right there every time it does it.
Hell yeah, brother. Shit. CDs are actually cheaper to make nowadays. I remember back in the day, you had to order 1,000 and pay $1,200 for 1,000 of them. Now you can
get a spool of blanks and burn them myself with, iTunes.
But if you want the Pro Jacket and all that stuff, like through disc makers, they're actually
I know. With my stuff, I've never done that. I just, I take the files aside from what I've already said. Yeah. I put them into the iTunes on my my desktop, and I just use that to burn CDs to give people.
Nice. So how often do you play live? Like, how often does the Ace Diamond Experience play gigs? Or do you have any gigs coming up? Or
nothing scheduled at present, but then again, this time of the year, the business is shut down.
Yeah. Okay.
For the winter. So I couldn't really say any live dates at this point. We're in the middle of November, and nothing is going to open up until about the middle of February.
Yeah. Is there a good music scene, club scene where you live? Where you in your area where you live? Or
no.
Do you ever travel to LA at least, or you're in Riverside area, but like LA is not too far.
Well, LA is 250 miles away.
Okay, so you're like way out there in the Riverside.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm in the middle. Look, I'm 100 miles from anything minimum.
I sometimes forget how big Riverside County is, because I know there's Rialto. I used to go out to Rialto a lot, and
Riverside County isn't so much tall as it is wide.
Yeah, that's what I'd say.
And it also, up until about 1896, was also part of San Bernardino County, which is the biggest county there is.
Oh, yeah.
Short version of how it ended up being its own county.
I'm thinking
there was a dispute over fence line cutting and grazing rights, in which San Bernardino County Sheriff and Judge were part of it and in on it, and lawsuits were brought, and they corruptly ruled in favor of themselves. So the Riverside farmers seceded and formed their own county.
Oh, I see. Yeah. And I might be confusing with, I used to go out to San Bernardino County. I think is that the city of Riverside is in San Bernardino County, right? Is that how it works? Or?
Not since 1896. It's the county seat of Riverside County.
Oh, okay.
But it's way in the northwest corner of the county.
Huh. I remember going from LA to there a lot, and I don't remember it being taking that long to drive there. But yeah, I guess
depending on traffic, it would take you about 40 minutes to an hour.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah. When you say
Probably about an hour, I'd say.
yeah.
As long as traffic's good and flowing the whole way. LA to Riverside's only an hour, but
yeah.
from me to Riverside is about 3 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And we played some cool clubs out there. I know there's some
Now
clubs in Corona. I
now
forget what they're called.
well, the Showcase Theater has been
Yeah.
closed for years. That's gone.
Yeah. We played
I've
there
played
back
the
in
Inland Empire circuit for the last 25 years. And that's back when it was a thriving, healthy thing, and there were lots of places to play. These days, there's almost nowhere to play.
Yeah. What about Frogs? Isn't there a
There's
place called Frogs or something?
and there's absolutely nowhere to play in Blythe whatsoever. So
yeah, wasn't there some place called Frogs out there in that area? Like something Frogs, or I remember we played.
You mean like Senor Frogs?
Yeah, well, it was like that, but it had the word Frogs in it. Was the name? It was one of our very first gigs as Will-O-Wisp when we went out there. But it was
not out here, no.
But it was somewhere out in the Riverside or San Bernardino County area. But it was just a club. But we have played the Showcase Theater before.
The place you're referring to, I believe, was in Corona many years ago.
Yeah, maybe that was it. Yeah, we used to have a guy named Azat used to book us all the gigs out there. Cool.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. What about your recording process? I remember you mentioned something about you guys are doing the drums last, so that's kind of interesting. Like, mostly the drum. We record tracks
now
over the drum
I
beat,
know.
but you're doing the drums last, right?
Yeah, I know that traditionally when you're recording bands, that the drums get done first.
Yeah.
And I get all the reasoning why. Okay, I get all that.
Yeah.
However, the way that things worked out, besides my being dyslexic and a southpaw, the way it worked out was is that after the last record, I challenged myself to flip everything on its head and do it backwards.
Oh, cool.
In the form of, instead of you come up with the music and then you write lyrics and melodically make them fit the music, which is the standard way.
Yeah.
I decided to do it the other way. I wrote all the lyrics first and then wrote the music to fit the lyrics.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I've done that a few
So
times.
I had Jeremy bring everything out, and we recorded all my vocal and guitar stuff first. He's, like I said, he's just about done with his bass parts. There's like one song left and his backing vocals. I spoke to the drummer today. He's going to get a hold of Jeremy to get the tracks so that he can start working on what he's going to do when we put the drums on it. Now, the reason to do the drums last is it just worked out. It's not a deliberate subterfuge. That's the way it worked out because I wrote everything backwards. And as it worked out, the whole recording process has been following the same line, ironically. So I heard a little bit of guff from my drummer going, well, what the hell, I'm supposed to do all this stuff first. And I had to calm him down and explain, this is how it turned out, but we're doing everything inverted. It's all being done.
I like that, yeah.
Flipped on its head. So this was the challenge I made myself, and now I've got to see it through to make it work.
And I imagine
to prove that I can, number one, and that it can be done, number two.
Yeah, and I've seen people that obviously you want to record everything with a click track in a way or a metrodome of some sort. So
I hate hate click tracks. I don't use them.
So you're able to just
my drummer was actually my drummer was actually complaining about exactly that today. He's like, "Oh, Ace, did you at least use a click track?" I'm like, "No."
Sometimes it's good if you're going to do it that way, just because
I quoted Alex Van Halen from the OU 812 record. I go, I don't need no stinking click.
Yeah. The drummers don't really necessarily need a click, but if you're going to do the guitars first, it kind of helps the drummer stay on time with his rolls and his fills and things like that. Otherwise, it's gonna.
The upside is that I've been a drummer.
In a little bit.
The upside is that my sense of timing has gotten pretty good over the years as I've been playing drums here and there myself over the years.
That's good.
Again, on the first record, I played everything. So
yeah.
No, I obviously one of those things that came along with the reverse writing process was when you're writing music to fit lyrics, you have to be on point and on time with changes, with the riff, with the spot where you're going to throw down a line in a verse or a chorus or what have you. It's got to be very exact and precise. So when recording and obviously splicing together the different takes to get the best performance, as we do in the studio, I, would sit there and we would go through everything down to, magnify all the files so that you can see the finest detail of the thing, to make sure that the transitions were clean and smooth and that we got it. And of course, we would sit and listen to this stuff back through each step of the process to make sure that we were putting everything in there the right way, that we were, the edits were clean. And then once we would finish doing all that with the guitar stuff, then, I would put the vocal on, and most of them just took me one pass. There were a few that I had to do it maybe a handful of times. That's it. But once we did, obviously, same thing. We'd go through, take the best ones and stick them in there. And then, we would listen to the whole thing to make sure that it all works out and it lines up and what have you. And so we actually went out of our way to take great care about the timing, because the way the music was written equals the way it's being recorded, which requires the same fine attention to detail, precision, and timing.
Yeah, I like that, man. I like your process of it, because it's, like I said, you're challenging yourself, and that's what it's all that matters. And what matters is it's going to come out at the end. You're going to find out if whether it's good or not, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be good, because you sound like you're really in tune with what you want to do and how you want to do it. So I'm pretty
confident. Comes out in the wash, and in the end, the proof is in the pudding of the final product, whether it's any good or not. Hey, I don't care. I just love to play.
I always like to say there's no rules, it's just you make up your own rules and you run with them.
No, and the thing is that on some of my albums here and there, I have included some cover tunes. Not all the albums, mind you, but on some of them. On this one, there is a few of them.
Yeah.
But even with that, I don't do them the whole note for note the way the original was thing. I mean, obviously the lyrics, the riffs, and all that stuff I stay faithful to. With regards to the guitar solos, I have a thing where I'll use a portion of what the original solo was.
Yeah.
Because, part of that's got to be recognizable to be there. So, and then the rest of it, I tend to just fly out and wing it and flesh it out and whatever, so that I can put my own piece in there.
Nice.
And one track on the new record, we're doing a cover of Shock Me.
Oh, cool.
And the traditional arrangement is there. Portions of Ace's, initial solo are there, both the studio and the Live 2 versions. But there's an awful lot more in there that I threw into, and it's going to rip everybody's head off. Even so, where, aside from the extended normal guitar solo, instead of, the way Ace does it normally with like the studio version,
yeah.
I actually start the guitar solo with the live version.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, brother.
Yeah.
How would you describe the music on this new album? Is it like it's metal, it's rock, it's hard rock? What's your influences on it?
Well, influentially, I mean, obviously it's always headbanging music, hard rock and heavy metal, but in the classic and vintage sense.
Yeah.
I mean, even the cover tunes on this record, Kiss's Shock Me. It's not the first Kiss song I've covered, but, Shock Me is one I hadn't done yet. Obviously, that's a good idea there. Black Sabbath's title track, Black Sabbath. I'm doing that one. I'm doing Led Zeppelin's Rock and Roll. I was going to do Whole Lotta Love, but last minute changed my mind because I just didn't feel that Whole Lotta Love was the right way to go. I was slated to do Ain't Talking About Love, but I spent quite a bit of time on the guitar parts, and I was having a frustratingly difficult time with the guitar solo because it was giving me a pain in the ass that when I listened back to just the first part of it the next day, it was so sloppy, and I didn't want to do Eddie an injustice, so I erased all the tracks. I had them completely deleted for that, so that's out.
Oh yeah.
There is another cover tune in there, which is one that's going to throw people a curveball because it's not something they'd expect from me, knowing that I'm such a staunch metalhead and headbanger. But Beastie Boys, "Fight for Your Right to Party."
Oh, kick ass! Oh yeah. That's the one with freaking Kerry King on it, right? The original song had Kerry King.
No, it didn't.
I thought the original, wasn't it the same one? Fight for your right to party. Yeah, and
yeah, that's King, the song, but Kerry King didn't play on that.
Yeah, he played the guitar solo back in it on it. You remember the MTV video way back when Kerry King was that was like a big thing, like Kerry King of Slayer.
You do remember the original recording? That guitar solo was one of the sloppiest, laziest, worst guitar solos in the world.
Well, that's Kerry King. He plays everything out of key, or he used to anyway, back in the Slayer days. Yeah.
Well, the way that I've done it, I've restored it to sounding. If Kerry King had played it on my record, it'll sound like he did it in the with his usual fire and flair and velocity.
Yeah, that was what I remember the video. Like Kerry King busts through the wall. They're at the house party. Yeah, and then Kerry King from Slayer.
Well, and then there was the Aerosmith Run DMC thing where Steven Tyler broke down a wall with the microphone stand. Yeah,
that was back in the day when rock and rap was coming together, and then it spawned a bunch of. Then it spawned Limp Bizkit bullshit.
You mean Limpus Dickus?
Yeah, Limpus Dickus. So who's your? Do you have any guitar? Who's your guitar hero? Do you obviously you're a guitar player. Who's like your hero that you look up to the most? Eddie Van Halen, Ace Frehley, or there's somebody else? Me, it's Richie Blackmore.
Ace Frehley, Tony Iommi, Eddie Van Halen, Richie Blackmore.
Yeah, that's my guy right there, man.
You know, Ted Nugent.
Nugent's good. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Eddie's there. Jimi Hendrix, Pete Townsend, Chuck Berry, of course.
Yeah.
Chet Atkins, some of that stuff.
When you're playing and recording, do you try to channel any of those guys through your playing? Do you feel like their soul is coming through you, even though they're still alive, most of them, or some of them, but you're channeling their energy?
No, I'm not even thinking about any of that.
Yeah, I sometimes
actually the best stuff happens when I completely clear my mind and I'm not thinking about a damn thing at all. I'm just being.
That's how it does for me. Are you the main songwriter?
Yes.
What about when if the other guys say, "Hey man, I got this idea," do you listen to it or do you consider it, or are you more like
if they have something that they want to submit, yes, I listen to it.
That's cool.
And if I see some promise in it, we'll work on fleshing it out. If not, I'll just ignore it and forget about it.
Yeah. That's kind of how I am too when I try to collaborate with people. It's like, they trust me to put some stuff on their stuff, but I don't trust everyone to put stuff on my stuff. I don't know. It's like weird like that, but maybe it's
well, and that's the thing about, when it's your band and it has your name on it, you're the boss. Because the thing about starting bands, a lot of people, and particularly younger musicians, don't take into account, it's the music business.
Yeah.
The purpose of business isn't to make music, it's to make money.
Mm-hmm.
So, that gets overlooked a lot because starting a band is starting a business because it's founding a brand.
Yeah. And the only problem with this business, the money that you put money in, but you rarely get money back from it. It's like, you
want to talk about the ultimate money pit? Here it is. Yeah. Become a musician, folks. Yeah. It's an expensive habit you'll never recover from, and quite frankly, you'll be lucky if you can ever afford half the shit you need.
And don't ever get signed to a record label, man. We got signed for $10,000, and we're still paying that shit back. No, we're not actually paying it back. I think they
it's not so much that.
Yeah.
But going with small independent record labels that can actually put the time and the effort and energy and whatnot into the small roster people they have. It's got more of that close knit feel.
Yeah, more
You know,
intimate.
it's much more intimate and personal, and I like that.
Hmm.
The only record label I ever had was obviously something of that nature. It's don't sign with major record labels.
Yeah, yeah.
Just don't. That is a nightmare that you don't want to hear,
Oh yeah.
because once you dip your toe in it, it's the nightmare that never fucking ends.
Yeah, I had a friend got signed to Geffen for like $1.7 million. They barely promoted his ass, and then they dropped him. Now it's like,
And
fuck.
then he owed them that money back.
Yep, yep. He did get a nice recording studio out of it, or he built one of some of the money he kept, or whatever. But
Well, let's
yeah,
not forget the big revelation 25 years ago when TLC had to tell everybody just how broke they were.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, people don't understand the economics of the way this business works, particularly with regards to record companies and things, because if you were looking at it from a common sense practicality point of view, you would pull
Yeah,
your damn hair out.
very true. Very true.
You would just end up pulling your hair out and wind up in a madhouse from
Yep.
trying to make any sense of it.
That's why now, like when I put music out, I just do it for fun and I love it. But I'm also I'm very involved in like putting my stuff on. I know you don't like streaming stuff, but I do put it out there. I'm not worried about the money that I'm going to make back. I got like 50,000 streams that I probably made about $80 in the past like year and a half. And but I get like music reviews, I get interviews, I get all kinds of things with my songs and music. Just because I'm always like I got a press kit, so I'm always pushing it out there to everyone. If they like it, they like it. I always ask this: if you're gonna give me a review, make sure you give me an honest one. I'm not looking for good reviews. I'm just looking for honest reviews. And then and I get some good reviews. I want some bad reviews every now and then because I like people to being honest with my music. Is that how you are with
And
yours?
then there's just far too much hot air that gets passed around.
Yeah.
My point of view has always been, and it's also my advice to young musicians that are starting out. If you're not going into this for the love of making music, which is your chosen craft, don't.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Because if your motivation is anything other than that, if it's, booze, sex, drugs, girls, fame, fortune, blah, 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 fast cars, big houses, you're going to be sorely disappointed.
Yeah.
Even if and nobody gets on the A list without the Faustian bargain signed in blood.
Yep.
And for those of you that don't know what that is, the Faustian bargain is the part where you're approached and you're offered success, fame, and fortune. And the price for this service is selling your soul to Satan, in which you sign the contract in blood.
Yep.
And believe me, I've been approached and asked that straight to my face 3 times. I said no.
We got the devil telling us that with the horn. Hey, Charlotte says you're looking very.
I said no all 3 times, and that's part of why I'm in Blythe, because they got pissed and ran me out of town because I wouldn't give up control of my material and just hand things over to someone else and go here and walk away.
Charlotte Kinney says, Ace, you're looking really horny tonight. She put horny as in quotes.
Oh yeah, such a horny devil.
Yes,
it's just a pinprick.
You sexy horny devil. You.
Left or right?
What's up, Tales of a Geek? If he's still on.
I can't see the chat. Matter of fact,
you can't see the chat on your. I think you have to hit.
Oh no, well. Let's see. I hit the thing to bring it up, but or is that the comment section?
Do you see when I put
comments?
It on the screen? Do you see when I put it on the screen too? Because look, I could actually show the comments on the.
Yeah, screen. The was up part. Okay.
Yeah.
Charlotte Kenny. Oh, why? Thank you. That's very nice of you to say.
Yeah. I just discovered that.
Oh, look, Elite Works at eBay was blocked. A certain someone whom
he tried to
chime in.
Yeah, he was trying to. I just blocked him, so I'm going to try to keep him off his name.
Keep the other one off too.
Yeah. So, but we're not here to frickin' entertain those fools, man. We're just here to talk music and kiss. Hey, how about that Creatures of the Night box set? Do you have it coming in the mail? I got mine. Mine's supposed to be arriving Friday. What about you?
Negative, because where I live, it's the desert, and in the summertime it hits 125 out here.
Oh, damn.
But the electric company, their billing cycle is about 2 or 3 months behind. So I just got, the last couple of months, I've had like $200-$300 electric bills. I just got one that's damn near $400.
Yeah.
So I have not been able to afford it.
Yeah. My electric bill's up there too. Their problem with the electric bill, they let
And
you
that
know
box
for free.
set, I saw the price tag. That's kind of, pricey.
Yeah. Yeah, it's up there. You know what to do? I ordered it originally from the Kiss website. It was like 300. Then I canceled it because I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait and see before it comes down. I was able to get my 300 back or whatever because they charge you up front. Whereas Amazon, they don't charge you up front. They just charge you once it gets shipped. But I saw it kept coming down, so now it's on Amazon for like 177, or it was when I ordered it, pre-ordered
What did
it,
you pay for it?
177. But now it's up to 254 on Amazon, so it keeps going up and down. So it's like weird, like, but it's got a weekly.
By the way,
ship.
with all the live stuff that's been put on there by the band, did you notice they were simulating the Creatures show with the tracks that are taken from the 6 shows that we recently got soundboards of?
Yeah.
But did you know what was ominously missing?
Oh, what was that?
You have Eric's drum solo in there. You've got Paul and Gene's little solos, but
no Vinny, right?
no Vinnie Vincent solo on
Yeah,
I Want You.
Yeah, I was pissed
They
about that.
cut it
Yeah, I was pissed
completely.
about that. I was like,
Still
damn,
snubbing
man.
Vinnie Vincent. You can
Yep.
tell with Paul and Gene, he's still persona non grata.
Yeah, but they have no choice but to put him in the actual merchandise, with the postcard or the prints and everything. But they made sure to keep him off the actual album or that part of the album, anyways, which sucks.
Well, they still don't have to pay him royalties because he still never signed the contract, even 40 years later.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I got coming in the mail?
Although I had heard some rumors at some point that some people said, "Oh, he did eventually finally sign it." No, he didn't.
Oh yeah.
Nope. You know what? Vinny still has that contract at his house in a drawer from 40 years ago, and Gene will be the first to tell you that he never signed it.
Yeah.
But then again, Vinny will also admit to the fact that he never signed it. So
very true. You know, I got coming in the mail is that you probably have it already. I'm sure everyone has it, but I'm like the last one to the race with it is the Creatures of the Night with the Vinnie Vincent on the cover instead of Ace, the altered one. Considered bootleg or whatever.
That would be something out of like Brazil or what have you.
Yeah.
That's just like a version of Lick It Up out of Japan that has the album cover in makeup.
Yeah. So I got the one with the. I had that question. I was like, I wonder if anybody ever put out a bootleg version of the Creature of the Night album cover, but you put Vinny in there instead of Ace, and apparently
there were many of those over the years, mostly out of the Latin countries like Mexico, out of Brazil, and a few other places.
eBay, they go for about $300. But this guy was selling. I guess he's in our Facebook group too. He's selling for like $40, $45. You know,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I told him to post it in the group, and it's white vinyl, I believe. So I ordered one. I've got it coming in the mail. I'm hoping it comes at the same time as my Creatures box set, so that we can have kind of twice the goodies. What do you think about these new Sam leaks? So Sam is back. The guy had COVID, apparently, and apparently we all thought that the Sam Loomis that came back on Halloween that released the Betrayed video, and I was making the funny comment about. That's why
I remember that, and I recall those comments, but we now know that it was due to him having COVID very badly, so that's understandable.
And apparently that wasn't even Sam Loomis that did that Betrayed. That was because I asked Sam about that. He said that wasn't me. I was down with COVID. So
that was someone else.
Yeah.
I haven't. As far as the new batch, I mean, I've seen the Alive 2 commercial thing.
Yeah.
As for like the Detroit Asylum show, I have it. I have the New York show. I even have the Toledo show.
Oh, okay.
The ones that I don't have is like the Texas show and the Iowa show. The Iowa one is real interesting because I didn't even know that one existed.
Yeah.
And I hear that there's a batch of Asylum era soundboards. I mean, I have the Charlotte one from years ago. I've been trying to get the San Bernardino ones.
Okay. Yeah, and it was somebody had those in the group of the FLAC files of the other ones, the Dynasty soundboards.
Yeah,
I'm not sure where those came from. I don't know. I got to figure out how to do the whole FLAC file. I guess you have to download some kind of FLAC player or something like that. But
actually,
I just want a simple MP3, man.
I have a program for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Trader's Little Helper.
Yeah. And what does
Look
that do?
it up. it's one of those things that you know, can convert lossless wave files, you know, to FLAC
Yeah.
all the way up to level 8. It'll convert them, or it can encode and decode.
Okay.
But there's a lot of other things you can do with that program too.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
You know,
Some of that-
unzip. You
just
can
on that-
use it to unzip files. You can use it to do golly, what's the term for that? I forget the damn. You know, where you seed it and then it takes a long time to both download and upload at the same time.
Yeah. I forgot what that's called, but yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
that big of an audiophile where like I just, you know, like I said, I mean, as long as a good quality MP3 is good for me, or obviously for my own music, I like to do wave files, but you know, when I'm sending files or whatever, or uploading files to DistroKid and shit, but yeah, these FLAC files and things like that. It's like I just want a simple MP3. I want to hear it now. I don't want to convert
This is
it
the
and
difference,
jump
you see,
through
because MP3 is a lossy format where you get
yeah,
generational loss like you would when you get a tape that's a
yeah,
copy
like
of a tape of a copy of a tape.
yeah, like you
Okay.
don't get the greatest quality, but
With wave lossless or or FLAC, there is no degradation. It's lossless, so it's flawless.
was good.
So you don't end up with that, you know, tinny, echoey sound
Hmm.
that you can with MP3s, where things can crack and drop off.
Yeah. Eric, the new Alive 2 that was improved with better color is outstanding. Yeah, I agree, man. It's like we'll probably have to fill up the whole channel with the new new.
I just know I
versions of that.
saw a notification just a little while ago that there's like a 1080p rendering of it up now.
Yeah. I put that up on the channel too. I forgot. Oh yeah.
Oh, the other night I did watch the full length of the Schweinfurt Crazy Nights '88 thing with the interview at the
Cool.
front and all that.
Yeah.
I did
Cool.
I did see that the other night. That's
Yeah.
I mean, I've always thought that was pretty cool, but to see it that clean
Yeah.
and with all the, you know, the interviews and everything back in front of it and all that where it belongs, like it has
Yeah.
been missing for years.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, I was never a big fan of the Crazy Nights album or the Hot in Shape, but I've been kind of digging it, seeing those fans or audience shot.
Well,
concerts
let's
that I
be
put up.
honest. Crazy Nights and Hot in the Shade was really a low point. Those were not some of the better Kiss records. And by the
Yeah.
way, ladies and gentlemen, it is 420.
Oh, here we go.
Well, at least here on the West Coast.
Yeah, that means you got to spark it up. Is that what we used to say back in the day? Spark it up.
Fire it up.
Now, I'm an alcohol and drug counselor, so I'm here to counsel you, Ace. Do you have a problem with marijuana? Do you have a problem?
No,
with
it is for medicinal purposes due to severe scoliosis I was
That's
born
what they
with,
all say.
as well as advanced arthritis.
Yeah,
Now, my whole left side's an inch and a half larger than my right side. It's not a joke.
Yeah. So you say that helps it, and it's better to do that.
It does.
Than the freaking opioids and shit. It would be
Oh
worse.
God, I'd steer clear of those. No thanks.
Yeah. I don't do marijuana, but as an alcohol and drug counselor, I approve the use of marijuana for medical purposes because that's what it should be.
And that is my intent.
Yes. And the high is just the icing on the cake, right?
Emphasis on Ace's high.
Yeah, Ace is high.
Speaking of Iron Maiden.
Yeah. You love Iron Maiden? Iron Maiden's my favorite band, my all-time favorite.
Dude, I love Maiden. I've been to see them many times, and I've still got several vinyl records.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
Matter
that.
of fact, I even got Senjutsu, the new one, on vinyl. It's a triple record.
Oh, yeah.
And the records, they're the see-through red.
Yeah, I got like 4 versions of it on vinyl. I got the Walmart version, the freaking something else version. I got the CD, I got the box set, the box CD of Senjutsu.
Yeah, and matter of fact, I even got the vinyl of the Wolfgang Van Halen
Nice.
album.
Yeah, I even got a bootleg cassette of Senjutsu. I thought it was the real one because I bought it off Etsy for like $10, and I got it in the mail. And I'm looking at it, and I'm pulling up the cover, and it just looks really professionally made. I'm thinking, but then I'm looking on Discogs, and there's no cassette release for Senjutsu. officially. So and then I look at the
No, it's not officially been released on cassette.
yeah.
No.
So yeah, so then I look on my Etsy order again. I saw it did say bootlegging, but it's recorded so well. It's like I put it in my cassette player, and it's like it almost sounds
You
better
couldn't
than
tell.
the vinyl. Yeah, it just like, sounds really good. I'm thinking,
Well,
that's a good ass bootleg right there.
one cool thing in the Maiden albums is even En Vivo I got on vinyl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
For example, that one.
That's from the Final Frontier tour, right? I think so. Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, I got that on CD.
I attended the June 19 San Bernardino show that's listed inside.
Nice.
But the one I wanted to show you, which is really, really cool. Now, I have multiple copies of Power Slave. There's like, regular one, the one where the album cover is actually leather.
Oh yeah, okay.
And a couple other renderings of it. But I mean, even like Billion Dollar Babies have 4 different copies. One's a promo copy, one's a standard one, one's the quadraphonic one is the snakeskin one.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one I got, but I got the one that opens up and it's got the big old dollar bill in it or whatever. I got that one.
Yeah, the money clip and all that. With all the cards and everything that come apart and
yeah.
But what I want to show you is my copy of Peace of Mind. You see, this is
nice.
An import from overseas. Trying to remember, I think it's Germany or something. But anyway, the cool thing is that unlike a lot of people's that we're used to, this is a gatefold.
Oh, nice.
And it has all the lyrics and everything right there inside the gatefold.
I think mine opens up too like that too, because mine's a reissue, but I'm not sure exactly when or where it's from. But
this is not a reissue.
Yeah. I think mine is, but I think it's a gatefold as well too. But I don't know where it's from. This thing with me, like I collect vinyl, but I'm really bad at like knowing exactly where the shit was printed and all that stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I worked in a used record store for about 4.5 years, so I've had an active hand in the whole matter.
Yeah. I mean, I thank God for Discogs because it kind of lets me know exactly what I have when I look it up and put it in my little discography or my collection or whatever.
Yeah. Speaking of for a second, I'm looking in the comments here. Robert Hughes, is that my cousin Robbie?
Yeah.
The new Live 2 was improved with better color, outstanding. Ruth A says, so many great demos from the Crazy Nights era that should have been on the actual album. Sword and Stone, Promise the Moon. Agreed. Robert Hughes says he just caught Maiden in Greensboro, North Carolina. Good deal, man. Here.
Yeah, man. Yeah, last time I saw Maiden was in 2019 when they came through with the Legacy of the Beast. And the next year they're going to be doing the what is it called? The Somewhere in Time Senjutsu, and then Somewhere in Time tour, the Future Past tour, whatever.
Double gatefold triple album, but this is Senjutsu.
Yeah. It's still a great album. I still
listen to it.
It was one of those albums I listened to like every single day for like 3 months until Ghost New
What's
album
your
came out.
What's your favorite track on Senjutsu so far?
I love The Darkest Hour. The opening track, Senjutsu. I don't know, man. Oh yeah, Hell on Earth, man. I just love that song. It's like
yes. I liked Hell on Earth. The Parchment.
The Parchment's really great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Hell on Earth because I've always loved Rime of the Ancient Mariner, and I feel like Hell on Earth is kind of like this generation's Rime of the Ancient Mariner because it's got that.
Are you sure that's not Empire of the Clouds at 18 minutes and change from the previous album from Book of Souls?
Oh, that's even a good song too. I learned that on guitar and was thinking about covering it.
That's a long song.
It's too damn long to cover. It's like,
And funny enough, the title track to the third record, Disaster Piece Theater, was bits of several different songs I was writing that I decided to put them all together. So it's like about the same length as Rime of the Ancient Mariner, a little over 13.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Pardon me, medicine time.
Medicine time. Spark it up. Go. Everyone break out your bongs. This is your alcohol and drug counselor telling you to get high or die. Just kidding.
Well, look, at least I'm using the small one and not my big Rick and Morty.
Yeah. Do you buy do you have a preference of THC? Like, is it are you like indica, like
I have a preference towards indica. Yes,
yeah.
I don't like sativas because sativa just makes my skin crawl and I want to climb the walls. Indica helps with pain relief and stuff like that. But
That's good.
here's the Rick and Morty.
Oh, nice, nice.
It's a piece of art unto itself.
They have good dispensaries where you live.
We have two here in town. One is called the Prime Leaf,
Oh, cool.
and the
Shout
other
out.
is an actual High Times dispensary.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. So like
We all know the magazine. Well, we've
Yeah.
got the actual dispensary here.
nice, nice. The brand High Times.
They actually have really good stuff.
Yeah, they even like I think I've already even ordered. They have a website where you can order vinyl and different types of merchandise and things. They even if it's the same company, I think it is because they have the same logo. But I've gotten a couple of vinyls from them. Yeah, on their store.
Yeah, and they still
online
make
store.
the magazines and everything too. So.
Yeah, with the magazines. I'm sure Snoop Dogg is CEO of it probably by now.
I thought it was Tommy Chong.
Probably Tommy Chong and Snoop Dogg. Yeah. I was 10 years old.
Yeah,
when my
Willie.
grandmother would take me
It
to those
sounds like
movies.
Willie Nelson finally opted out.
Yeah. Yeah. He got benched. Yeah. All right, man. This has been
No, not
great.
because he got pinched, but I guess he just finally decided to quit partaking for whatever
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah, I think I heard something about that. Like he just maybe
He's just done.
Yeah. He's gonna live a long time. it seems
And
like.
that's entirely understandable.
Yeah. What is he like 98 now? No, he's probably like 90.
Oh no, he's in his. I think he's not. He's not in his 90s yet. He's still in his 80s,
Oh, in his 80s. Okay, yeah. Yeah, he's still,
so far as I know.
still going strong too. Shit.
Well, I mean, we did just lose Jerry Lee Lewis, and he was 87.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys I thought already died, but I confused him with Jerry Lewis, the comedian. It was like Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah, but when we're talking about the killer himself, remember, this is the guy who once very loudly boasted that he would outlive all of his counterparts. Or no, that's not the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Counterparts, compatriots, competitors, all the found. He basically was, the comment he made a long time ago was that he would outlive all of his contemporaries. That's what I was going for.
Yeah, contemporary.
And he did. He outlived every damn one of them. Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, Big Bopper, my late cousin Eddie Cochran.
He
outlived Little Richard. He outlived Chuck Berry, who, by the way, was 90 when he died and put out his last album in 2016. But he was always 10 years older than the rest of those founding fathers of rock and roll. Let's see, Elvis is gone. Chet Atkins is gone. Johnny Cash is gone.
Oh, wow.
I know people don't think Johnny Cash is being a founder of rock and roll, but they'd be wrong about that.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all it just that first generation from the 50s, all the big names. Jerry Lee Lewis outlived every one of them.
Wow.
Roy Orbison too.
Yeah. Damn.
So he ended up his boast became reality. It only took another 65 years.
Yeah. Of course, everyone's mad at him because he married his 13-year-old cousin, but that's how it was back in those days.
I don't know when he probably made that comment. Well, no, it wouldn't have been in 57. I believe he made that comment around 58 or 59. So it only took an extra 63, 64 years.
Yeah.
But he ended up being right.
That's very true. So Ace Diamond got a new album coming out. What's it again?
Selenite Sanctuary.
Selenite Sanctuary. I'm going to put your
Ace Diamond Experience.
Where can we find it on YouTube? Is it Ace Diamond on YouTube? Is it is it the name of the band?
The channel on YouTube is in all capital letters with no spaces. It's Ace Diamond 666. But if you put in a search in the search thing for Ace Diamond Experience, obviously it'll come up. So
okay. Nice. So I'm going to put the link to his channel into the comments, or not the comments, but the description. Everyone hit that subscribe button.
Put the link to my Facebook page in there too.
Put the link to your Facebook page. That way people can click on it when they watch the replay of this. And yeah, so it's gonna be
I'll
cool.
have to send you a link for the group, for the Facebook group for my band. It's the Ace Diamond Experience Appreciation
Yeah.
Society.
All right, cool. Everyone join that group, fill it up. What
And
goes on
don't
in that?
forget Kiss Army's Revenge.
Yes, join Kiss Army's Revenge. There's still plenty of room
We
for it.
always win because
We always prevail.
we don't get mad and we don't
Nope.
get even.
We don't
We
get
kick
mad.
ass.
We don't get mad. You go get even. I'm sure this channel will be knocked down in a few days after this.
We don't get mad. We don't get even. We kick
Yeah.
ass
We kick ass.
and take no prisoners.
And just so everyone knows, if this channel gets wiped out in the next few days because of a certain so and so, we'll be back. We're like the serpent, man. You cut off the tail, but cut off the head, we grow two more. You know, and that's just how we do it.
It's like cockroaches when you flip the light on at 4 in the morning in the kitchen and they run everywhere. You're not gonna get them all.
Yeah, you're not gonna get them all. We don't go raid, raid.
Oh God, I remember that commercial. It's just like the anti-littering commercial with the Italian guy pretending to be an Indian and with the one little fake tear coming out of his eye.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't mind making another channel if I have to. The only hassle about making new channels is that is not only you have to rebuild the subscriptions and everything, but it's having to verify your phone number because YouTube is so stupid. It only allows you to use 2 phone numbers a year, and you can't live stream until you do something like that. So luckily, this one already had the phone number verified because this was like a channel that I used called Anubis House of Metal, and it already.
When's the actual? I was going to ask you, when's the actual release date for the Creatures box set?
So from what I understand, November 18th, and that's kind of what it says on Amazon. It says will be released November 18th. And
the reason I'm asking is because I actually have premium YouTube because I pay for the service so that I get the YouTube Music Premium as well. Yeah. So I was asking that way I know when to go on there and look for it so that I can at least have the chance to listen to it because I can't afford to go spending money on it because that's just too much.
Yeah, it'll come down to price.
The price of everything these days, that $200 is a friggin' fortune.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that's a car payment.
Yeah, everyone donate. Get Ace that freaking Creatures for Christmas, man. Maybe Santa Claus can get you the Creatures for Christmas.
Satan Claus.
Yeah. Do you want him to buy your new album, or do you want him to send you the Creatures box? Like you can only pick one. Buy my album
or well, actually, you know what? I don't ever put the price on the things. I just give them away anyhow. Yeah. Because music is meant to be shared. So if somebody wants to make me a trade, I'll send them the album. If they want to provide me a copy of that.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be interesting when that comes out. I'm going to try to do a live stream.
As a matter of fact, I won't just send them the new one. I'll send them all of them.
Yeah. Very true. Get that shit out there, man. I'm going to try to do a live stream of the unboxing. If I get it on Friday, hopefully I get it on Friday. I'm gonna try
you're talking about unboxing as in the opening of the thing or actually like playing it? Because you might get a strike if you're playing it in the background.
I won't play. I think I'll just unbox it, just kind of talk about the contents in it, and maybe have you on, have a couple people on. We can kind of all look at it together.
In the comments, Robert Hughes.
What's he saying?
He says, if not for Kiss Army Revenge, I would have missed most of the Loomis links.
Yeah.
Hey, Robert Hughes. Would that be Robert Hughes III, my cousin Robbie, as I am Sean Hughes, the son of John Hughes? Our grandfather was Robert Hughes Sr. Or is it a different Robert Hughes?
Yeah. So you guys might be related, huh? And Robert, I'm glad you said that, man, because that was the whole reasoning behind me creating Kiss Army's Revenge, so that way we can all have these leaks and share them, no matter what happens to Sam Loomis. That we have that group that we can all share together. And if anyone ever needs anything, just hit me up. Hit anybody up in the group. I'm sure somebody has something. You're never gonna miss nothing. If you're in Kiss Army's Revenge, you're never gonna miss anything that comes out of Sam Loomis land. Whether it's the real Sam Loomis or not the real Sam Loomis. I like that Betrayed song, even if it wasn't the real Sam Loomis. I like that demo. I like hearing.
I still haven't even gotten half of what was in batch number 1, let alone anything else. Yeah, I've only got half of that. And by the way, those first and third nights of call from the live shows,
Yeah, you're cutting out.
I have got them both spliced back together with the encores.
Oh yeah.
So I actually have renderings of what is the complete show.
Robert says he's
And
in
not
North Carolina.
and some of it involves sources that still have time codes on them.
Oh yeah, dang. Robert
Yes,
says he's
particularly for night 3.
Yeah, Robert says he's in North Carolina. Does that give you a clue as to your relation to him?
It's entirely possible. Yes.
Yeah. Huh. How amazing would that be? We reunited.
Well, being that
relatives on a
being
live
that
stream.
being that we stem from the Hugheses of
Yeah.
Texas,
The
i.e.,
Howard Hughes.
Howard would be my cousin.
Yeah. So you're related to Howard
Heck,
Hughes.
my grandfather, mother, Robert Hughes Sr.
Yeah, you're cutting out.
Was born in San Antonio, Texas in 1925.
So that also makes you related to Leonardo DiCaprio because he played Robert or Howard Hughes.
No, he pretended to be my cousin. He wasn't actually my cousin.
Yeah.
But then again, my mother's side is Ingalls.
Okay, like Laura Ingalls, related.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh wow. So I'm talking to a freaking Z-list celebrity here.
No, it's just I happen to be the byproduct of 2 famous families.
Yeah. My mom used to tell me that we were related to Johnny Cash because of her last name was Cash, and I would tell kids, "Well, yeah, Johnny Cash is I'm related to him," but then my aunt's like, "No, she's just lying. You guys ain't related to Johnny Cash." It's like,
Jimmy Carter used to say the same thing because he actually is June Carter's cousin.
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, but as it turns out, it doesn't count because they wasn't blood.
Yeah. That's funny. You gotta live off the fame when you can.
Nah, I don't, but
Yeah.
My lineage is my lineage, and such as it is, that's the way it goes.
Yep. That's a good thing, brother.
Both Kiss and Maiden fans. You betcha.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And Van Halen and Black Sabbath and Deep Purple and Led Zeppelin and Judas Priest.
Yep. I have to admit I'm not a big Van Halen fan, but lately I have been getting a little bit more into it. I never have been a really big Van Halen fan.
Twisted Sister, Motley Crue, Alice
Crue,
Cooper,
Wasp is
Ted
back.
Nugent.
Yep. Have you seen any of those
UFO?
Yep. UFO. Have you been catching those new Wasp clips on YouTube from the new tour?
The 40th anniversary tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a few clips. Blackie's sounding pretty good.
Yeah, they're sounding really good. I'm disappointed in the stage show because he made it sound like they were going to do all the blood and all the this and that, but but it's still cool.
I still have that video from the Lyceum in London from '84.
Yeah, I got that too. I got it. Somebody sent it to me, and I have it downloaded. I was going to put it on the other channel, but I've seen it. But it's on YouTube. It's like 2 or 3 channels have it on YouTube already. But it never gets old, man.
Oh no, man! The good stuff is the good stuff.
That was my 3rd concert ever. Like Wasp with Crocus.
Robert Hughes says, "I'm in North Carolina and both Kiss and Maiden fans, and you're both my brothers regardless." That's right,
yeah, brother. That's what we're talking about.
Hell yeah. That's right. Hell yeah, brother. Check this out on my knuckles.
Oh yeah. Ozzy.
But the full one.
What's that? What you got? What is that?
I actually have this tattooed on my left arm.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah. I'm shockingly 54 and have no tattoos, and I'm a metalhead.
Oh, that's okay. I'm 40. I'm 45, and I've only got 5.
Yeah. I just can never find out. They can never decide what I want.
I know some people, once they get that first taste, they can never get enough, and they just go nuts with them, and they're covered in them.
Yeah.
But for me, I tend to be more minimalistic about it. So at 45 years old, I only have 5, and I didn't get my first tattoo until, was the Kiss tattoo was the first one I got, and I got that for the farewell tour in 2000.
Yeah.
So I was 23 when I got that one.
Nice. I think I'll wait till I'm 70. That way, when I get one, it'll be all nice and new. It won't be all fadey like if I would have got it at 30. It'd be
Yeah,
all
you won't
faded
have
up
to
and
worry
stuff.
about sagging.
Yeah, I could just be like, hey, people will be tripping out. Wow, his tattoo looks good. He must have that thing for years. He's 70 years old. Oh, yeah,
Damn,
funny.
it's that fresh after all this time? No, I just got it. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, right.
That explains it.
And it hurt like hell. Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, there's going to be pain involved in the process, but
Yeah.
is there not ever pain involved in the process of creating art
Yeah, you got to go
in
through the
some
pain to
form?
get. Yeah, you got to get to the pain to get to the pleasure. That's how you do it.
Well, I mean, they do go hand in hand, but
They do pain and pleasure.
no, I'm not
Yeah,
talking about deliberately and foolishly suffering for, the sake of the art, but
yeah.
there is always some form of difficulty
Oh, yeah,
involved
yeah.
in
If
the
it was
process.
if it was so easy, everyone would be doing it.
Yeah,
Everybody in
it's the hard that makes it great.
yes.
Avoid
Oh,
the
yeah.
clap.
Nice.
Old Jimmy Dugan, Tom Hanks, huh?
Yeah, yeah. So what's your plans? What's your plans for the Ace Diamond experience? Once the album is out, are you gonna start trying to book some gigs? Or are you gonna tour with it?
I certainly would like to.
Nice. How much would a tour cost you if you want to play like eight gigs? Need to
Oh,
get you in Hollywood,
God.
man. Need to get your ass in Hollywood,
Well,
dude.
funny enough,
Those
I
clubs are
played
so
in
easy.
Hollywood before,
Yeah.
but not with my band. It was a different band I was in back in, I think it was May of May of 98.
Okay.
I played at a place in Hollywood right there, like half a block down from Hollywood Boulevard on Vine. Place
Where
that's
that.
not there anymore. I don't even remember
Yeah.
the damn name of it, but
Yeah, I was there
yeah,
in
so that
'98.
was the
That'd be funny.
one time I ever played in Hollywood.
Hmm. That'd be
Go
funny
lay
if we
down.
crossed paths because I was there in '98. I was there from '90 to 2011. It'd be funny if we probably crossed paths back then and didn't even know it.
Well, and a majority of my years I was playing in the Inland Empire area,
Yeah.
particularly the East Valley portions, but
Oh yeah.
we likely did cross paths because I played at Pear Space in Echo Park several times.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I played
In
I played in
09 and 2010, 2011, around about that
Yeah.
time. I've played in San Diego a few times.
Yeah. We played
And,
San Diego.
around obviously the Inland Empire portions, which is Northwest Riverside County and Southwest San Bernardino County and, southeastern LA County over there, like Pomona area. Because
Yeah,
Chino is my
Ontario.
hometown.
Yeah.
I was
Chino.
born and raised in Chino. So,
Yeah. That's where my wedding
everywhere
reception was.
from Pomona to Yucaipa was fair
Mhm.
game for a lot of years, and
Yeah.
so I played a lot of those places.
Yeah, we played out there quite a bit. Like my ex-wife was from there, from Ontario, and got
I
her wedding
graduated from
reception.
Ontario High School.
Nice. I went to kindergarten in Ontario, and then moved
Where?
out of there. Somewhere where I want to think of I can't think of the street, but it was funny because when I met my ex-wife, we met and she took me home to meet her parents, and then we go to make out at the school in the grass or whatever. And I'm looking around, I'm thinking, I've been here before. It's like, and I look at it, I see this grape field, what used to be a grape field, because I remember walking to school every morning in the apartment complex. There was a cross from it.
Guasti.
Probably, yeah. And I was like, wow, I went to kindergarten here. It was meant to be that I met this girl in the same city I was in when I was in
Yeah, the
kindergarten.
vineyards and everything. That's over by Guasti.
Yeah.
Because that wouldn't have been like Hawthorne or any of that, because actually
Maybe
I
not,
went
yeah.
to Hawthorne.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was like, thought that was pretty trippy. And
Or
there's
even
Rancho Cucamonga's over there.
I know I went to Deer Canyon Elementary over there in
Yeah.
Altaloma. Yeah.
We used to eat at Vince's Spaghetti.
I also went to Jasper.
Oh, okay.
I went to Deer Canyon. I went to Jasper up there. I went to obviously Walnut in Chino originally.
Yeah.
Obviously Hawthorne. I went there too. I went to Vernon Middle School right there in Montclair,
Okay.
and I went to Ontario High School.
Nice. Yeah, I remember.
There's a few other schools I went to, like there was one in Grand Terrace I went to, one in Riverside I went to.
Yeah.
There was one in
Just goes to Mont
San
Fair
Bernardino
Mall.
that I went to.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes, we've been through those neck of the woods as well. Fontana.
Yeah, I've made the rounds.
Whittier.
Oh, there was even one. There was one I went to in L.A. and one I went to in Altadena also.
Okay. Huh. The Fonz says big ups. Fonz is in the chat. The one that everyone thinks is Sam Loomis.
Hey,
That's what I think it's the same Fonz. Everyone thinks it's Sam.
did you ever
Loomis.
see the episode where Fonz met his dad and didn't know it?
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That's funny.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Da-da-da-dun, da-da-da-dun,
Oh, the Fonz is
da-da-da-dun.
asking, is the guy on the right Julian Gill in drag? No,
Yes.
I'm not. I'm a guy. I'm a straight man, but you know, heavy metal musician. I have long hair, and quite
Yeah.
frankly, I'm the spitting image of my mother.
Who is Julian Gill? Is that
The
the guy
face,
from,
the brown eyes, all of it. I look just like my mom.
Damn, your mom is hot then.
She's only 4'9".
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty short. That's almost what 1 inch from being a midget or little person.
No, 4'5" and under is
Oh,
dwarf
little person.
midget.
Okay, dwarf. Yeah.
Now, my great grandmother, one of my great grandmothers, was only 4'2", and she's actually one of the Munchkins in The Wizard of Oz, the movie.
Oh yeah. Oh cool.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You got all kinds of famous family in the Howard Hughes, Laura Ingalls.
My father is John Hughes.
Yeah. John Hughes. What was he famous for? I'd have to look it up on Wikipedia, right?
We're Generation X, and you don't know that name.
I know the name. I don't know why. My mind is
Tell
going
me
blank.
you've never seen one of those movies.
The John Hughes. Oh, John Hughes movie. Oh yeah, the director, right? I don't know why that escaped my mind.
Except my father is John Hughes, but not the movie director. That's actually a different John Hughes.
That's a different.
My father was in the banking, finance, and loan industry for the bulk of his life.
Which explains.
But it's a funny story about that mistake. My 16th birthday, which would have been July 2nd, 93. Because my younger sister was born on my 6th birthday, for the record. So we have the same birthday. We're both born on Saturday, July 2nd, but 6 years apart. So in 93 on our birthday, my dad took us for a night of orchestral music at the Hollywood Bowl. And, you know, we went there, sat in the restaurant, had dinner beforehand, went and caught the show. And afterwards, we were going out by way of the gift shop. And my dad hands me a 20 and says, you know, you and your sister each get something. And when you get to the register, tell him that your dad is John Hughes. And if he doesn't believe you, tell him to come outside and see me. So we did that. And the guy goes outside. And my dad cracks the window, shows him his driver's license.
Okay.
And the guy comes back inside and he says, put your money away. It's no good. You can have whatever you want. Take as much as you want. It's on us.
Nice. Cool.
True story.
Damn.
Yes, Breakfast Club was one of them. So would be Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Okay, yeah. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Like, I'm not really good with names.
You know, or Pretty in Pink.
Pretty in Pink.
Or 16 Candles.
Yeah.
Or for that matter, The Great Outdoors.
Okay.
Uncle Buck.
Yeah. What about Fast Times? That wasn't John Hughes, right? Fast Times?
No, that was Cameron Crowe.
That's right. That's one of my favorite movies. I wanted to be Spicoli in high school. I tried to walk like him, look like him, and everything.
Well, let's see.
Nice. Yeah.
VHS tape still.
Yeah.
Let me see.
When I lived in the Valley, I went to
Amy Heckerling and Irving Azoff. But Cameron Crowe is the guy that wrote it.
Yeah.
So I was right about that. But yeah, Cameron Crowe, Amy Heckerling, Irving Azoff, Art Linson. Yeah.
Classic, man.
You dick! Mr. Hand.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this up. I have a club to go to tonight.
Oh,
It's a Sunday night
well,
gospel
that should
club.
be fun.
Yeah.
One
I'm
more
gonna go.
check of the comments section. Oh, Root says, yep, great movies from her childhood. Yep.
Yes.
And I'm actually in a few movies myself, one of which is Career Opportunities.
Oh yeah. Is that what it's called?
They
Career
filmed
Opportunity?
that. All the stuff that was shot inside the store was done at the Target in Chino, California, in Chino Town Square.
Okay.
During the opening of the movie, when they're panning around the different departments of the store down the aisle, when you go past the electronics section where you see the wall of cassette tapes,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
there's a kid in overalls standing there looking at tapes, that's the back of my head.
Oh wow. Okay.
So even though my dad was a different John Hughes, he actually got me in the movie.
Nice. Yeah, I did a lot of extra work when I was in LA, but I can't remember what stuff I was in. I would just show up and you get paid whatever for the day. I was part of Central
No,
Casting.
I mean, that wasn't the only movie that I, was an extra or did a cameo in that I was unaware of, just being in the background or whatever. But
Yeah.
there was one that I did where I have an actual part involving it with speaking and everything. We shot it in 2006. It came out in 2010. It's Doug Jones is in it. Reggie Bannister's in it. That midget, Mighty Mike Murga, fucking asshole.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
He's in it. I'm in it. A bunch of my friends are in it. Anyway, it's called Carnies.
Oh, okay, yeah, I've heard of that. Cool. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, the one in the chain and collar and loincloth biting the head off the chicken at the beginning.
That's you? Nice. What a fitting part, right? Like you're born for that part.
The wild man from Borneo, but this is even more fitting where we got in some classic Shakespearean humor. The guy that stabs me in the back shortly after that when I'm raking straw.
Yeah.
That's actually my best friend of 25 years, Bill Schulz.
Oh, wow.
Et tu, Brute?
Yeah, all right. Cool. All right, man. It's been a pleasure. Get Ace Diamond's experience. Don't confuse it with Jimi Hendrix experience. Two legends. One legend's dead.
Well, adding the experience part was indeed a nod to Jimmy. So
exactly, and I mean that's a beautiful thing, man. When you can do that, put a nod to your heroes, and you're good with the play on words. I still love, what is it? The hysterical? No, wait, something comb over. What is that again? The
hostile comb over.
A hostile comb over.
You know, a song on that. A song on that album that is regular stay in the set list, and certainly one of the better loved songs of mine is on that record. It's called I Am Heavy Metal.
Oh, nice. I am heavy metal.
No, it's right. I dun 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 am dun 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 heavy dun 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 heavy metal.
That's a hook.
Kind of more like that.
Nice. Cool.
Da, 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 da. Yeah.
Anything else you want to plug before we clock out of here?
Yeah.
I guess I'll plug my Gen X Brothers podcast. You can catch that on Tuesdays, anywhere you stream. My new single, Call Me, Blondie cover, anywhere you stream. It's picking up a lot of steam. I didn't mean to rhyme, but I guess I did. I'm a rapper now. And there's a... Say
hello to my wiener.
Yeah, say hello to
This is Tokyo.
This is the Tokyo Wiener. What's up, Tokyo?
Tokyo is 11 years old.
11 years old. Damn. Still got 11 more years to go, or even more.
He's a good boy.
Oh, yeah. That's what it's about. Cool. All right, everyone. We shall end the broadcast. Remember, go to Kiss Army's Revenge. That's the place to go for Kiss stuff. Rare, whether it's rare or whether it's not rare, you're going to get it there no matter what, and you'll never miss a leak. That's what we do. We just leak all day over there. We're leaking all the time.
And from the very depths of hell, let's rock.
Yes. Peace out. Horns up. All right, everyone.
That's the way we live. Horns up.
Hell yeah. Like Spider-Man, too.
Let's get in the pit.